This is not about whether I'm pro-vaccine or not. I'm pro-freedom, anti-tyranny, okay? And, maybe the conversation should really be between me and your brother. That's what I'm thinking.
I love this guy. His name's Tony Roman. He's the owner of Huntington Beach restaurant Basilico's Pasta e Vino. Chris Cuomo inviting him on to corner him over his new restaurant policy. Are you ready for this? It's a great policy. Customers are to show, quote, proof of being unvaccinated. Check. That's right. And it's triggering leftists across the nation, including Chris Cuomo. Folks, it gets better. Tony even is declaring his place a mask-free zone. I'm going to this place. And the diners are to remove masks before entering. And just to make sure there's no confusion, I want you to take a look at this. He posted a billboard saying, leave the mask, take the cannoli. This is a great example of how freedom-loving Americans are pushing back against medical tyranny. For those of you that don't know, I'm half Italian and I love cannolis. I also think Tony Roman's great, which is why I invited him onto the program. He is here, the owner of Basilico's Pasta, who took on CNN's Chris Cuomo. Tony, welcome to the show.
Grant, you are the man. Thank you for having me on.
Well, first off, bravo, my friend. What was that like in the middle of all of this and going head-to-head with him?
Well, I knew it was going to be a hit piece based on, watching him over the years, hearing about some of the hit pieces that he's done in the past. So, but, like I always say, when you're fighting the enemies of liberty and freedom, you can't have any fear. And even if that means invading enemy territory, just like we did with the billboard, that was in Los Angeles. And it's exactly just like you said, to strike a nerve and drive the enemies, out of the trenches, so you know where they are. And their heads are exploding all around me. And I'm enjoying every second of it.
Tony, I've been saying for so long that you can go on Newsmax, other conservative networks, but if you really want to get that message out, go on the CNNs, the MSNBCs. I tell this to Republican lawmakers as well. That's where we're going to try to reach people who don't think like us. It's called being bold. It's also what I ask people to do. Let me roll another clip of you being bold. Let's roll it.
I appreciate
People won't protect themselves, Tony. I mean, what are you thinking?
Then why did you leave your house when you had COVID? I mean, you had it, and you left your house. I mean, it's been documented.
First
right?
of all,
So
it has been
I want you to answer
documented.
that.
My ass, it's been documented.
Oh, well, it was documented, Tony.
Sure.
He was dumbfounded, and he knows it, and he was busted.
Well, I think what's driving them crazy is that unlike a lot of the victim mentality people that they're trying to interview about defiance, none of them have really defied totally. The reason why we've been ignored is we don't play the victim. We have defied from day one of the lockdown in California, March 19th, 2020. And we defied boldly, openly, aggressively. We've taunted, mocked, shamed, challenged, the enemies of freedom at every step. We didn't just make it a mask-free zone. We did so by banning them. And we did it because what they represent to us, which is fear, control, and surrender. And, with this vaccine poster, stating that you need to prove that you're unvaccinated. Think about what I'm saying. At the bottom of the sign, it says, thank you for pondering. And none of these people, including him, have passed the IQ test. And I'm begging somebody to, from that side of the aisle, and nobody has yet.
Well, they're not gonna pass the IQ test at all. I take it the reaction horrible from liberals. You must have gotten so much pouring of support from conservatives. Real quick, if you can, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of patriots are coming from everywhere. The hate is raining down, and we wear it as a badge of honor. The hate you would not believe, but it always comes from the tolerant left, right? So we expected it, and instead of running away from it, we're running into it. So we're running into the fire, and we're enjoying every second of it. And we're going to finish this thing off and give them a nice, good beatdown.
Look, I do this for a living. I willingly went into this. I get the heat because I know what I was getting into. You're a restaurant owner. And you know what? This is a war we are in, and you are fighting it. And I want to tell you, as the leader of Stinchfield's army, I hope you join us, and I think you already are. You are awesome, my man, and that kind of courage That kind of leadership, that kind of boldness is what we need for more Americans. So, Tony, on behalf of all of us, thank you.
Thank you. Can I say one last thing?
Real quick.
Yeah. I just want to say our stand is only in honor of our military, our founders, and in defense of liberty and freedom only. That's why we're standing up. Period.
Tony Roman, amen, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go eat at Basilicos. Give the man some business, please. Everyone out there, go do it.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.